Brad Jacobs, the winner of the Olympic medal for curling this last Winter Olympics.
Not just a medal.
Yeah.
Gold medal.
Yeah, gold medal. And
Here.
okay.
I don't know.
Pretty
It's heavy. That's my favorite characteristic of the medal.
Yeah.
Is the weight. Yeah.
Yes. It is beautiful.
It is. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So I guess describe your experience in Sochi. How was it? How was it different from the Sioux, I guess, in terms of community? Very busy?
Well, yeah, it's a fairly large city. Our experience there was amazing. Everyone, all the volunteers were fantastic. Like almost like battleships, like right outside of where our accommodations were. Lots of different ships out in the Black Sea. Lots of police officers. And other than that, it's really an amusement park for athletes. And we were treated very well by all the Russians, all the volunteers, and all of the officials.
That's great.
Well, I think one of the funniest tweets that I saw was when one of the, I believe it was an American bobsledder, busted through the door of the bathroom because the door somehow locked him inside.
Oh.
And he literally just busted a hole through the door to get out. That was pretty popular on social media, but we can't complain about our accommodations. Ours were fantastic. It was like a brand new dormitory.
Oh, really?
Very similar to something that you'd see probably going into university, into a nice university in Ontario or in Canada. We had 3 bedrooms and we had a nice balcony that overlooked the Black Sea. It was beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what made you get into curling before any of this happened? What was your motivation for getting into the sport?
I was introduced to the sport by my mom brought me to the curling rink one day and said we were going to go into curling now. And my cousins had already been involved in curling at that point, and I hung out with my cousins all the time when we were younger, and obviously still all throughout our lives we've hung out. But my uncles, Al and Eric Carndon, were really great curlers. They went to the Canadian Men's Championship several times, and so really for me it was just something that was in the family.
Okay, so do you remember that first time getting out there and throwing rocks down the ice?
I remember going out and having to put the tape on my shoe because being a first timer and being so young, you don't want to slip and fall, and the tape is less slippery than a plastic slider that people normally use. And I remember just getting up to the boards, and Tom Coulterman, who's our coach now, was actually our instructor when we were kids. He ran the junior program when we were kids. So he taught us the basics, how to slide out. He was teaching us to slide off the boards, how to get into the hack, how to sweep, all of the basics. So I definitely can remember, being really little and sliding off the boards and everything. Ryan and EJ are my cousins. A lot of people in town know that now, and Ryan and EJ are brothers. And then our other player, Ryan Fry, he's like a brother to us. We've known Fry for a long time, and we've known him back and forth on the tour for many years. We played against him a lot. He's kind of been a little bit of a gypsy. He's traveled. He used to play in Winnipeg, born and raised in Winnipeg. Played on a really good team there. Played on a really good team in Newfoundland, and then moved to our team. And he's had the most success he's ever had with our team. So we're happy about that. But
that's great.
Yeah.
So how did that help you in Sochi, I guess, being all sort of related and really close to one another? Obviously that kind of gave you an advantage.
Yep.
What were some of the strategies or tactics that you guys maybe prepared, maybe it was from previous competitions, that allowed you to do well in Sochi?
We did okay when we first started out, but we were a little haywire. We were extremely emotional. It's just a learning process and a maturing process that you go through. We were committed to become great at the game of curling since a very young age. When we got into men's, we knew that we had to go out on the World Curling Tour, play against the top teams on a regular basis, try to make it to the Brier every year. That's the only way that you're going to get better, gain the experience, is playing against those top teams. So really just, it's an accumulation of all of that that brought us the success in Sochi. And another thing too, is just the team dynamic that we have, being so close to one another. Really has served us well, and I think is the biggest part of our success.
Okay, and how has that allowed you to change, I guess, the game of curling?
Yeah.
I feel like that has added to it. and change the game. It
Yep.
seems more youthful.
Yeah, well, the media has really created that with our team. Kind of that youthful, physically fit type
Yeah.
model, and we do try to portray that.
To maybe tell of some young, ambitious locals
Yeah.
in achieving their goals.
Well, I guess it all starts with figuring out what it is you love to do, and really just dedicating yourself, committing yourself to that one specific thing that you love to do, or maybe it's a few different things, but dedicating yourself, being committed, working hard, and in your own mind, make sure you're working harder than everyone else, and undoubtedly you'll become successful.
Awesome. Well, thank you very
Awesome.
much for coming.